That's a big deal.
Seventh down. Seventh to
Steve, you gotta speak. You can no longer be quiet. You're still alive.
He doesn't know me, does he?
Oh no!
You might just shut this off if you get tired of listening to me say the same things over and over again. I'm very humbled. Very, very humbled by this. Guy that did a demo for me when I went in the 67th and Blue Ridge Cutoff. And he sold me on it. I said, that's what I started working in an inner city store where I looked different than everybody in the neighborhood.
They want to hear you.
Okay. Anyway, so I thought I need a little package of security. And Tom Necktie gave me a demo. I didn't know who he was. I think, were you a brown belt then, maybe? And then he showed me that's what I want to be able to do. So this is how to do it. And it seemed fair and reasonable, the cost and everything. And I had my first instructor, actually the man who basically helped change my ways, my life completely, was a man named Ed Bixby. And people from the old days know who that is and was, and a guy named Cody Randall came along and kind of took his place in my life, and I continued training. And when Mr. Harrison closed the dojos in Kansas City and moved to Montana, Ed told me that I had met Steve Mackey prior to that. Steve came over to Raytown Dojo a few times. But Ed sent me over to Mr. Jim Cox and Joe Smedley at 78th and 79th Memorial. And the address had nothing to do with it, but it was like the Odd Couple, and it was so unique. Like walking back down Lemon, and these two men were so very different in personality, and Mr. Cox was really just very, very businesslike, and Mr. Smedley, I'm not going to say anything more because he could find out and come come after me. But we had a lot of fun, and Ed had left me off at the right place, and then we moved down to the Broadway dojo. Some of you guys probably remember that. And those were good times. It was real close to your home, right,
Yeah.
Roy?
I walked
Yeah, you used to walk there, and it was pretty cool. And it wasn't too far from where I worked. I just worked over east a few blocks on Prospect. Anybody know Kansas City? It's not a not a real luxurious place, but you know what? I'll tell you what, I found a home there because I had gotten my Bushido-Kai experience, and I went down there, like I said. That's why I wanted to just have I wanted some foundation of protection, and I got it from Ed Bixby, Gary James. Gary, yeah, he beat the hell out of me. But Ed was pretty cool, and Jay Garrett, which I saw the other night. Is Mr. Garrett here? And Jay Garrett, I think he was Mr. Harrison's first black belt. Am I correct?
Yes.
And I saw him the other night over at Chris Engel's, the law firm, when we had the lunch or dinner, and he had a name tag on it that said Jay Garrett. And I about shit my pants. Because Jay Garrett, he promoted me to Greenbelt. We were at a tournament in Topeka, and I just went up there, and I was by myself, and we were having lunch in the middle of the deal, and before the finals, I made it to the finals, and he said, and Mr. Garrett said, if you win tonight, I'm going to promote you to Greenbelt. And I thought, this is one of the guys who ran that dojo, and it's like, he didn't even know me. And I was that student, and well, I don't know, I got a lucky star or something. And I won a couple of matches, and I got that, and then I got, like I said, it's like life is so short, man. You gotta live it now. Live it now, because don't wait for tomorrow, because it's, tomorrow might not come. But tomorrow for me has been these times with some of the people around here. Mr. Payne, when he promoted the fights at Memorial Hall, or when you I guess paid the money for them and do it, and we were able to fight kickbox and full contact. Well, we called it full contact karate, and there wasn't anything less than that involved at all. But anyways, my point is, I started here when I was insecure in a place, a neighborhood where I didn't look like anybody there. Except there was one family. There was one white family up there. There was one South Bend. But the Bushido-Kai system took me under their wing, and it was everybody, everyone there. Not everybody, but the people that were the biggest part of it. Some of the people that remember you're one of you were the Paynes. I mean, I still know you guys. And then, but what was crazy was I started there so I could know how to protect myself. I ended up having 21 professional fights in the ring, and I won more than I lost. And it was 13-7-1. That was kind of a stock record among the guys that I trained with. Is how, like, Bob. Where's Bob at? Bob and Jeff Payne and Mark and everybody, and Steve Mackey and the guys. If I'm leaving anybody out, but they were all like 25-1, 36-5. I mean, so it was like, but that I knew I was with the best, and that's why I was with the best. I mean, there was nothing better than sparring with Mark Payne. And anyway, one time I hit him, and I was Ed's student, so I kind of had more, karate was a little bit more natural to me than boxing. And it was in Steve's dojo. I hit him with a Haito and the side of the head, and it was just natural. And we had boxing gloves on. We were kickboxing, and at the end of the rounds, he said, "Man, that right hook was really good." I didn't say a word. I didn't tell him that was a bare hand Haito, ridge wrist, and but it just the times and everything throughout the years in our life. I got to work for the Kansas City Chiefs, man, for 7 years. I was the martial arts trainer. It was pretty cool.
On that note, from green belt to 7th degree, how long has it been?
Yeah.
How long has that been?
It's been quite a while. It's been a long time.
More than a week.
You know what? The whole thing was like it's like a dream come true. I cannot say anything but the positives about Bushido-Kai and the kind of people that we try to produce, and then I'm working on little lives in these times, and have been for the last 15 years.
Thank you.
The little kids. Thank you.